You hear this phrase a lot, things are not always as they seem. You hear this? You hear it in movies sometimes, in conversation, whatever. Things are not always as they seem. What do you mean? Well, sex actually exists often in a false reality, but we think it's a reality. And it's important to differentiate. Let's talk about that. Let's give me an example. I hope I don't offend you, and I hope I don't surprise you, but I've got to tell you this. Cable television wrestling isn't real, okay? It's fixed. Now you may take issue with me on that. Send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. But for the most part, that is staged. I hope you know that. Secondly, reality TV, do you understand that's not reality? I hope you do. Do you know that The Bachelorette, that's not reality-based? That a woman who is making out with multiple men over the course of 5 or 6 or 10 weeks, you realize that's not reality. I hope it's not reality. Anyway, do you realize that some of the images that you look at on the magazine covers at the supermarket or in explicit magazines, you realize those are airbrushed, don't you? You realize that all kind of photoshopping is taking place in the images you look at in marketing and advertising. Said another way, a standard has been set by culture of what it means to be beautiful, sexy, and appealing. And the culture gives us imagery of all kinds and uses technology and movies to do all kinds of things that aren't actually true, noble, and admirable. I hope you know this. These false realities are the ones in which we define sexuality and the importance of relationships with other people. It's also the measuring stick, this false reality that we see in our world today, is a measuring stick to how people are supposed to look, feel, act, and behave, or even perform sexually. Think about this for a minute. We have women who are real looking at false images of women who have been photoshopped and made to look thin. And we're putting pressure upon a culture to perform to a level that's not even true. And I got news for you. The truth sets you free. So what we need is the false reality in life of what beauty is, of what manhood is. Manhood is not what we're told on television. I watch these sitcoms and I think to myself, that's what you think a man is? Come on. Are you insulting me to tell me that you think that that's what a man is? Or the false reality that there's a mature, this is for mature audiences. The most explicit television shows and movies and cables, they're not for mature audiences, they're for the most immature audiences. Come on, wake up. Let's get an objective viewpoint of what reality is versus, do you think the Kardashians are real? Come on now. Is that really their life? Or are they creating a life to make money off of you? We've got to wake up to what is real and what is fake. What's real machoism? What's real manhood? What's real beauty in a woman? What's noble? What's true? What's admirable? What's righteous? What's honest? What's dependable? What's trustworthy? All of these things are maturity. Now, in the whole realm of sexuality and false realities, there's a truth. We have to discover what it is. My experience is, as I don't know how many countless other people I've met in my life, that truth really is found and healing is really found not in conforming to the pattern of this world who's seeking to dupe us and insult us in the process, but in reality, the truth is found in the person of Christ. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by me. He says, I tell you these things, and if they were not so, I would have told you. What he tells you is true, trustworthy, dependable. What he says is true. Follow that, and you'll have liberty and freedom in your life. Follow the ways of the culture, the media, anyone trying to make a buck off of you, and you're going to find yourself sorely disappointed, hurt, trashed, abused, neglected, and disappointed, for you don't measure up to a standard that in reality, my friend, does not even exist. Think about that, sex and false realities. Let's walk in truth, shall we?